here is a gel separator tube, and I take it out of the syringe and invert it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and that washes the buffy coat off of the gel, and now it's suspended into the plasma. Now I'm going to take this, it could be a 5 or a 10 cc syringe, but something to pull it out of here. If I pull repeatedly from this tube, this gel is not concrete, it can break, and then the red cells leak back into here. It's not so much the red cells as being so horrible, but it's diluting my plasma. So now I'm just going to take and insert an 18 gauge needle and just basically get all this out of here. If I blow air up into that tube, it's going to cause pressure and cause it to just pop out, because there's no metal clamp holding that. There's nothing secure holding this on here. You see, this just pops off. So if I tried to blow air up into this to equalize pressure, all that would just spill out on my shoe. But I like showing this to the patient so they can see how I've separated their red cells out from their plasma, so they can see what's happening, and I like doing it in front of the patient. But then that goes in the can, and basically now I just have a syringe that serves as a vial. Now I could have just put a 27 gauge needle on this and inject it into the face, and sometimes I will do that, especially if it's something, maybe it's just a scar that I want to inject, and it's not as important that I be very exacting with it. But if I want to be exacting and I want it not to firm up on me too quickly, then this is good for 6 hours or so at the bedside at room temperature. But if I add calcium chloride to this whole thing, sometimes it will get too hard to go through a needle before I can use it. So if you just sit this down now, and then I have, that's usually 4 or 5 milliliters. So I have 5 1 cc syringes with a lure lock on them. And this is again, you don't have to do this every time, but it's a very exacting way to do it. Then I just take an 18 gauge needle, put that on one of these syringes, and get my 10% calcium chloride. Pull up about 0.4 milliliters. And then I just distribute that throughout all 5 of those 1 cc syringes. This is not like dosing tobramycin or something. This is not some pharmacological dosing. But I do get questions, well, do you really have to add calcium chloride? You can make a case that maybe you don't, but the literature is very plain that the calcium chloride activates the thrombin cascade and causes the platelets to release their growth factors. So I do think it's important. There's even literature showing the growth factors released vary based on what you use to activate it. Say calcium chloride versus thrombin versus their HA can be used, or hyaluronic acid can be used as an activator as well. But really, all I've really done here is taken calcium chloride and distributed about 0.05 cc's across 5 milliliters, or in 5 syringes, 1 cc syringes. Each one get closer. So each one has a little bit of calcium chloride in the top of it. And so yeah, so there you can see. So I have 5 1 cc syringes, each with about 0.05 cc's of calcium chloride in it. Then now I can just take this, which is my stuff, and use it like a vial. So get in close. So now I'll just take this, and when I pull my material up into here, of course I just want to go one direction, or I'll wind up activating what's up in the big syringe. But I'll pull one direction and fill that up, and now I'll put my 27 gauge needle on this and use this to inject, and this one's ready and it's activated. And then when I'm ready for the next one, I'll fill it and just do that one at a time until I've done the whole face. And I'll put a 27 gauge needle on this, and then that's ready to go. Beautiful.